I'm Katie Hatch. I live in a tiny little town called Lamoille, Nevada. I looked up how many people lived here. According to the 2010 census, there were 102 people. I think we've got probably at least 200 by now. So, but I live about 30 minutes outside of Elko, Nevada, and Elko is like known for cowboy poetry. Like cowboys come from all over the world every January, and we have a huge cowboy poetry festival for a week. And it's really fun. So one of my off and on hobbies that I like to do, I like to go to the cowboy poetry every year, but I write a poem for cowboy poetry every once in a while, and I'll go up and perform it at like the open mic events and stuff. So that's fun to do. Yeah, it's fun. I have 4 kids that I homeschool, and I've been married to my husband for 11 years. I was taking some classes. I was getting my English literature degree, and there was some paper that I was writing. And I had taken some classes with Audrey years and years before when she was doing some other things. And I was like, oh, I need to find that one lady's class. That was like a really good one. It would work well in this paper, and I could like use it in this paper. And then I found that she had created Mission Driven Mom. And that was when I was about halfway through my program. And I told my husband, like, when I graduate, this is what I'm doing. Like, I'm totally going to go in. I'm going to do her program. She is like so great at all the things that she teaches and the books that you read. It's going to be really fulfilling. So that's how I found it again, was trying to find a source for a paper. And I've been really excited to find it and to get going on it again. I went to the event last year, and I went ahead and signed up, and I got level 1 at the event, but I waited until April because I graduated in April. And then I had a goal that I wanted to be finished by the celebration this year. And so my awesome partner has jumped in with me, and in the last 4 months, we've been able to do the complete program of level 1. And I have to say, I am so glad that I didn't jump into it right away. There's pros and cons to doing it that fast, but I'm really glad that we did it and that we did do it that fast. And the reason why is because we started MDM right as coronavirus hit and riots were hitting and the world blew up. And instead of having a lot of fear and anxiety, I had all of these principles that I was able to go back to, and it grounded me through this entire thing. It really helped me because I improved my relationship with God, first of all. And that was the thing that I needed. I needed to remember God is in control of all of these things. And I can choose how I'm going to respond to these situations. And I am so grateful that that's what I was doing when Corona hit. It was great. One of the best things about it that I've learned from level 1 is that importance of knowing what your needs are and how to meet needs instead of wants, because it would be so easy to be like, oh, you've had a really stressful time, maybe take a trip and just go and relax. And that's not very helpful for me. I mean, I've tried doing things like that in the past, and I'm like, this just feels like fluff. Like, this is not really helping me that much. But what I've done in the character building of MDM, that's what's really helped me and made me feel a lot better as a person. Good. There have been like things in every section that you take that have really helped you. The self-discovery was great for me because it gave me a lot of confidence. I have always been the type of person that's focused more on my weaknesses instead of my strengths. And so now to start looking at what I'm good at has been like, I can do stuff. Like, I'm kind of a cool person. I can make things happen. And so that's been really fun to do. The other thing that for me personally is really helpful, I mean, I'm a literature nut. So when we read those novels and we apply and we find all of the principles out of those, that has given my mind just so many things to think about. I remember when we read A Wrinkle in Time, how much symbolism I was able to find in that book. And I just like raved about it to my husband. I was like, this is the best book. You have got to read this book. And he did. He read it, he actually finished it yesterday. And he was like, oh, like, I'm glad you told me about all those things that you had learned, because if you hadn't told me, I would have just thought it was a nice little story. I'm like, no, it's so much more than a nice little story. It's got so many things in there. So that has also been a really great thing for me to be able to read the books. The books have been excellent. Like I said, I was still in the process of getting my degree at that point, and everything that I was learning about how to analyze literature and how to look at literature was very degrading, I felt like. And it was not the way that I wanted to read literature, but that's the way that we are supposed to interpret it now. And so I pretty much was fighting with people for like 2 years as I was getting that degree, and like, no, I really don't think that's what this book is about. But what was great for me was to walk into a room of people and to think, these people know how to read a book, or they're at least interested in learning about how to read a book and get every good and beautiful thing out of it that you can get. And to try to find the positive things that there are in life. There's a lot of negative things, but there's so many positive things that we can focus on too. And so that was really helpful to me. And then one of the things that Audrey said that was really helpful at the event was she kind of was sharing some stories about her life and struggles that her and her family had gone through. And that was really helpful because, you know, I've kind of been following her for a while through different things, and you kind of just, you're like, everybody's got their life figured out. Like, they're perfect people. And then you learn more about them and realize they have struggles just like I have struggles. And she talked about, you know, knowing these principles is not going to stop you from making a mistake, but it will help you get back on track. And that was a big help for me to realize I can get back on track with these, and I don't have to be in doom and gloom my whole life. If I make a mistake, like, it's okay. I can pick myself up. I can move on. It'll be all right. I would just really recommend that people do make sure that they get a partner if they're going to go through the academy. It's pretty tempting to kind of just be like, oh, I can just go through this on my own and read through it. But my partner has been such a help to me, and I am so proud of her. Like, she has picked up all of this stuff and just applied it to her life and made sure that we've stayed on schedule. She has done an incredible job. I'm so proud of her. And she has been a great help to me in helping me stay motivated to make sure I finish, helping me have someone to just bounce ideas off of. And the discussions that we've had over books have been probably some of the best parts of this whole program.